We were created to be more than masculine. You look at David, brother, throughout the Psalms, he cried, but no one dared test his masculine attributes. You got the samurai, great warriors, but they loved the cherry blossom tree. No one talked about their fondness for flowers. You would get beheaded. Where did this come from? Chivalry is not a way to pander to women. It was a code of the medieval knights. You see, the whole alpha male concept is a myth. When you study it, I break it down as well, there is no battle between two wolves to see who's going to lead the wolf pack. The leaders of the wolf pack are the breeding pair, the male and female.
Today years old.
Listen, you can Google that. It's out there. So in other words, from a human standpoint, the alpha wolves are those that are married.
First off, bro, if he's just simply taking shots at the whole alpha red pill community online, I have no issues with that, no qualms or quarrels with that. Do what you do, bro. I peeped the thumbnail for this actual pod, and I think they had like a picture of Myron from Fresh and Fit and some other goof troops that try to maintain this alpha label that aren't really like that. You know what I'm saying? And have distorted what alpha really means. Fair. There's an alpha couple in the wolf pack, but then we talk about other animals in the animal kingdom. What about the males that don't have no woman? They just the alpha male with multiple women. The bears, the lions, the hippos. Where they come up, they whoop everybody's ass and take all the bitches. The alpha male. The gorillas, multiple bitches. Not to sound dictator-like and overbearing, it is what it is. That's where the alpha comes from. The dominant one, the one no one can knock off the mountaintop, the patriarch, the boss, the one the family can lean on, the one the family feels safe with. And that's where alpha ties into manhood, bro. And then if we're talking about like David and the samurai, bro, like those aren't fair comparisons, bro. Like the samurai can be as soft and love flowers as much as they want because they'll fuck a motherfucker up. But the majority of men out here can't do what these men do to protect themselves, to keep themselves safe, to keep the ones they love safe. But being an alpha, being stoic, being in control, being competent. As a man, you can lean into these traits to make life easier for you. Alpha men tend to have better lives. Alpha men tend to have more productive lives. Alpha men tend to get what the fuck they want.
Often proudly boast being alpha. When you really look at them, when I meet with them, they're trying to hide behind the childhood trauma, the insecurities, the fears. Your whole embodiment is to please women, from the glasses to the cigars, to the big Bugattis, to the Ferraris, to the shoes, to the clothes. But yet you the alpha, but yet your whole life is geared around pleasing women. And we don't see it.
I'm with him. And I think he's just taking shots at those, the goof troops in the manosphere space that try to like exploit manosphere space and all they do shit to appease women, bro. You know what I mean? When at the end of the day, you shouldn't be doing anything for women. You do shit for yourself, and then everything else just falls into place after that, bro. When you see people out here having all the jewelry on, fucking iced out watches and Bugatti, like he said, all the goofy shit that really means nothing, that in fact attracts the wrong bitches, bro. You know what I'm saying? You can see that shit from a mile away, dog. An alpha, a real man, is not worried about women in any form or fashion. They're not a priority. But the way the world works is when you don't prioritize them, when you don't make them the focus, they flock. But I'm in total agreement with him on that regard, bro. They're all trying to sell this image to appease to women, bro. And they're all a fucking source of the problem out here, simping and tricking for women.
Because we've been conditioned to believe that we are to lead by intimidation. Those aren't the greatest leaders. If that was the case, we would have great peace in this world. So I lead by example, not intimidation. And that's why it's important, especially for our young brothers. You know, I had made an acronym for the word thug, which is a traumatized human unable to grieve. And so that's why I step on your shoe, you ready to hit me or pull your gun out and shoot me, why you can't take disrespect, you can't even process it to keep yourself in an advantageous position. Now you do something, you react instead of respond. Now you like this and the police taking you away. And you lost the real fight because you haven't ruled your emotions. You only got two characteristics: provide and protect. And you don't even know how to do those well. We provide for everyone else but us, brother. Mm-hmm. And I ain't talking about financially, but being able to rest.
Yeah.
You know, and we understand sleep, which is a physical act of just resting. But rest is the spiritual act. Rest is Hebrew for Sabbath.
Yeah.
It restores you completely. That's why brothers have a hard time taking naps when their wives come home. We jump up, I gotta keep working. Our identity, when you're only masculine, your identity is in doing. You're not a human being, you're a human doing. I gotta keep moving, I gotta keep working, I gotta keep grinding. When you look at the word grinding, we know as men of God that words are powerful. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. The word grinding means to wear down, to crush, to oppress. You yell grinding in a machinery shop, they hitting stop, boom, stop, something's wrong. Because when you're grinding, you're wearing down. That's why the majority of people who say they grind look wore out.
Yeah.
And so I believe that the Most High has called me, like, men are tired of suffering in silence. We see now, like, wait a minute, there's more to life than just doing.
Right.
But until you have enough courage to be authentic and really express, like really allow like Christ to live through you, you'll never really fulfill what you're called to do.
I fuck with the message, bro. I think it's a dope message, man. But it's just not practical. It's just not practical. Men have to grind to be seen. Right, he's fortunate enough to say this, bro. I'm familiar with Buddy. Like, Buddy's he's an expert in combat. I don't know if it's jujitsu or something like that, bro. So he can lean into other aspects of masculinity or how he sees fit, bro. But like, he has the luxury of people, and people know they're not gonna try his ass, dog. It's similar to fucking the samurai and David, bro. Like, you try me, I'm gonna fuck you up. But most men don't have that luxury, and he's confident in his life. He's made it. He's figured the things out. He's on his purpose, bro. But most men are lost trying to navigate this world as best they can to find that purpose. And you need to grind in order to do it. You need to grind in order to be seen. You need to be grind in order to be heard. Bro, we can't let off the gas because then we become invisible. If you haven't gotten anything figured out, it's cool to have this state of mind once you've come to a comfortable place. You know what I'm saying? But men don't have the luxury to just sit back and relax and think about the world in different ways, bro. Because your ass gonna be broke, lonely, and cold. You gotta grind, bro. You have to. That's a part of being a man. It's the rite of passage of being a man, bro. You gotta grind that shit until you fucking figure it out, bro. Because ain't nobody gonna give it to you. We have no time to let off the gas. It is what it is. Having emotional control, like that whole thug acronym is fire, bro. But that only applies to a microcosm of men, bro, that grow up in these tough areas in the hood, you know what I'm saying? No father around, emotional as hell, quick to trigger play before talking it out or whatnot. That doesn't apply to the majority of men. The majority of men are out here lost with no focus or no lane to go to, don't know what the fuck to do, no ambition, no backbone, no spine, no woman, no friends. You know what I'm saying? They don't have the luxury to sit back and just think about their thoughts because they'll just be looked over, bro. You gotta grab the fucking life by the horns and go out here and get it. The world will chew you up and spit you out if you don't do that.
Even as I'm listening to you, I'm thinking through like how our working definition of manhood or masculinity has effects on women, right? But I'm curious, like for you, how would you define masculinity or define manhood?
Well, that's the catch right there. So we think masculinity is a comprehensive definition of manhood or being a man. It's not. When you look up the word, it's a few attributes:
character
boldness,
traits,
strength, aggression. Though traditionally ascribed to men.
Okay.
That's it. Wait a minute, I was created to do way more than that.
Right.
Okay? Hence why you never hear women say, I'm a feminine woman. You rarely hear that. There may be a feminist.
We need to fucking hear them say that shit, and that's the whole goddamn problem. Okay, yeah, let's get it. Let's get into the meat and potatoes now, boy. Let's hear you talk, dog. Let's hear you talk.
Way more than that.
Right.
Okay? Hence why you never hear women say, I'm a feminine woman. You rarely hear that. There may be a feminist movement, but you never hear a woman just lock into one facet of her humanity.
Yeah,
because
the feminine women and feminist movement are two opposites. They're not the same thing. Feminists are masculine as fuck. Feminine women are feminine as fuck. Anyway,
woman just lock into one facet of her humanity because she knows I had a single mom. She had to be anything and everything at every given moment. So she knew how to meet the demand of everything. She had to morph from the fighter to the provider to the leader to the nurturer to the gentle woman to the friend. She knew how to do it all. Look at Harriet Tubman, brother. Did she exude masculine characteristics? Absolutely.
Boldness.
But she also had the nurturing side as well. So first and foremost, we don't need to redefine masculinity. It means what it is what it is. And I'm thankful for it. If this building caught on fire, I wouldn't want firemen coming in here not in a masculine spirit. Boom, come on, get out. I want them slanging doors on me, get me up out this boy. But that energy isn't needed when you're dealing with a child with disabilities. When you're dealing with, you may have a son who may struggle with academics and you get frustrated, boom, why don't you just listen to do what you're supposed to do? No.
I need you to get out of my house.
Yeah. Exactly. You're so silly, man.
Out of my house.
I thought you meant literally, that's hilarious. But yeah, but no, that's the thing. So what is manhood? So biblically, there is no masculine and feminine attributes. There's only human characteristics. Look at David again. Look at Yeshua, Jesus, for instance. He exuded every characteristic. I close with him in the book because that's where the whole concept came from.
Yeah.
He was a fighter when he made a whip of cords, beating out the money changers. He was a provider when he fed 5,000 people with 2 fish and 5 loaves. He was the leader, teaching his disciples how to be what? Fisher of men. I can go on and on. He was the nurturer, the gentleman. He would communicate with women in a time when you wasn't supposed to speak with them on an intimate level.
Yeah.
No ulterior motives. The gentleman. So what is manhood? Manhood is exuding as many characteristics as possible to help you really accomplish why you're here. They're really, when you, even saying the word manhood, if we think about it, it locks us in. I remember I was at a Charlemagne event, the mental wealth expo in New York.
and no, you can't
and
play
the
with words,
moderator
bro.
asked me, how do you define a man? I said, you can't. Once you do, you've limited his life. I never let no one define me.
Yeah.
So, even a definition of manhood, I'm glad you asked it, is like, what is it?
It's not this complicated, man. It ain't this complicated. It's like, you would think everybody out here is all on their goddamn toxic masculinity wave and just don't have any feminine attributes, bro. That's just not reality, man. And I feel like what he's saying only applies to a small niche of men today. The emasculation of men is real, and we need to be promoting masculinity, man, having men embrace that so they can get through life easier, bro. Masculinity helps men get through life easier than femininity does. And femininity helps women get through life more than masculinity does, but it's fucking flipped. It's ass backwards. And when we sit here describing the spectrum of these character traits, you start fucking with shit, man. You start causing problems like we have today. And we're in a spot right now where men need to be embracing masculinity. We need to bring masculinity back. The feminine man is a real thing. The masculine woman is a real thing, and things are off balance, and they will remain off balance when we're putting messages out here like this, right? There's no struggle with men being too masculine right now. That is not the wave. Society kills masculinity. There's attack on masculinity. They want the soft, feminine man. You see what's going on with the nails and purses and whatnot, and voicing messages like this just perpetuates that problem. Right, we need to bring things back on par, bring things back to balance, and have men embrace their masculinity, not be scared to embrace their masculinity, have masculinity promoted, and vice versa. Feminine women need to be embraced. Feminine women need to be supported to bring things back to their natural order. Right? Of course, we got feminine men, we got masculine women, but those should be the minority, bro. It's biological, bro. Anyway, thoughts.